Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back to my lovely loyal subscribers. So I don't know how long you may have been with the channel, and like I just said, you could be new. That's not a problem. But I wanted to talk to a major thing I deal with in this line of work. It's always the question of why. Why did this happen to me? And I've been through, why does this happen to me? And we know we can go through karma. We've planted the seeds, and what grew from it in 2020, I believe. You can look back and see a big change on my channel, because I posted a video and I said I'm about to do productive videos that makes us accountable, which will help us to lead our life in the direction we want to go. I just didn't want to say, okay, this toxic thing has happened to you, and just put that out there. So you can see the major decline in views, because I said, and I knew it was coming, I said, well, I'm about to lose a lot of people from my channel, because I'm about to take us in a direction that is going to elevate us up. And many won't like it, because it's about being accountable, right? So there are a number of reasons why things happen to us, though things aren't going right for us. And this is what I want to talk about today. So, like I said, we have seeds that we've planted in life, right? And that was the accountability part, which I said, it ran from 2020 to 2022. So now I want to look at a different point of view, and we do have, different ways to grow, and hopefully, we're looking at them all, because that's part of growth. Not just seeing things from our own point of view. We want to look at things from new perspectives, look at things through all eyes, right? Because we will say, only God can judge, because he sees things from all aspects. Not he, but you get me. But that's why getting closer to divinity, to being divine, is being able to see things and ascend our consciousness, our awareness, that I don't just see things from my point of view when I'm hurt in a moment, when I'm angry in a moment, when I'm upset in a moment. We have to be able to stop and look at things from a different perspective, whether that's when we've cooled down, or if we can control ourselves in that moment rather than trying to control another person in that moment. And this is where we have a lot of breakdowns in relationships, because for whatever reason, maybe throughout our life we've maybe grown with narcissists, or grown with people who wanted to feed us an illusion, whether that be a positive illusion, they had good intentions, or whether that be a negative illusion of life and things like that. Whatever their intentions were, we're here, right? And that's what we want to look at from now. In this video, we are where we're at right now. So moving forward, do we want to keep going back and looking at the past and saying, well, it was this person's fault and that person's fault? There is a time, obviously, for healing the past, but there's a time also for moving forward. And that's just what I wanted to do with this video. So let's say we've blamed another, then we've blamed ourselves for being accountable. When we realize nobody's to blame, this is where the true healing really occurs. So let's say, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? In the greater scheme of he's to blame, she's to blame, I'm to blame, nobody's to blame. Why did this happen to me? And it happened to wake us up from those illusions. Everything that's happening is an opportunity to wake us up, to get us closer to consciousness, closer to the divine. So let's say you found out the worst news ever. Whatever that may be for you in your circumstances, some terrible health news, somebody cheated on you, somebody is a narcissist towards you. This is happening to wake you up. Do you want to continue being in this state of unhappiness, shock, anger? Do you want to continue being angry, upset, hurt? Do you want to continue to be abused? And I'm sure that you're saying, no, I don't want to continue this way. So that's why we had to go through the accountability stage. You may even still see, even though there's this mass awakening, still people are choosing not to be accountable for their actions. You know, if they're going to continuously say, no, it's you, I'm doing nothing, then with that person, what are you being asked to do? Wake up. If you're saying you don't want to continuously be angry, or you don't want to continuously be hurt by this person, and this person continuously wants to blame you, blame others, and doesn't want to go through that accountability when we've been going through these years of healing and being accountable for our own actions. So let's say you're accountable now and you learn to recognize your own negative traits, your own red flags, right? Because a lot of people want to say, I've seen red flags in others, but you've learned to recognize your own red flags. I'm saying this as a benefit of the doubt, those who are still with my channel, after going through the accountability that the other person's not always to blame. You know, you recognize, you know what, I had this issue going on, right? So those of you who recognize and are willing to step up and say, hey, you know, I'm accountable for my actions, and you keep running into people who are not accountable for their actions, then every time you keep meeting these people, you say, well, why am I still attracting these people? Well, it's okay to attract those people, right? It's okay. It's what you do when you interact with them, and then you see, okay, this person just wants to blame other people. They're not ready for healing. They're not ready to, you know, evolve, become a better person. They don't want to wake up to the reality of what's going on right now. What should you be doing when you see that first sign that this person doesn't want to be accountable? Rather than giving them the benefit of the doubt, you know, because you're a good person and you want to put good out there to get good back, you've got to be good to yourself, right? You've got to be good to yourself. Being good to others and not being good to yourself, you're not really recognizing that you deserve to be well treated. And that's why we say, learn to love yourself. Love yourself first. So when you meet these people who are taking loving themselves first to a next level where they don't love you at all, it's just all about them, you need to really step back and say, okay, I recognize you. Maybe you do love this person. Maybe you will always love this person. But you recognize that staying with them is harmful to you. Because when we recognize a problem, we can move on from this problem. When we recognize, okay, that's something that's wrong with me, we can move on from that very, very quickly. Because once you accept it, you can change it. So we've gone past blaming others and then blaming ourselves. Now we want to recognize this is a wake-up call for me. This is a wake-up call. This is happening to me. Why is this happening to me? This is happening to me because at some point I've closed my eyes again and I need to wake up. And like I said, there can be many reasons why people choose to ignore, if you like. A lot of us can. We teach ourselves to see the signs and then ignore them, repress them. So it's become such a habit. It's then gone unconscious again. We're then unconsciously repressing those signs. So maybe we were woke at one time, and for whatever reason, maybe through habit, maybe through longing to be with somebody, we repress that thing that wakes us up to seeing somebody's negative energy, somebody's energy of lack, somebody's devil energy, somebody's toxic energy, somebody's energy of codependency, maybe an addiction. And addictions can be anything from drinking to gambling to drugs to being addicted to pain, being addicted to lying, being addicted to intimate interactions with people, or even watching those things. They're all negative addictions. Being addicted to drama. And a lot of us can have friends who, friends and family who are addicted to drama. And they keep calling you for help and, hey, can you come help me? And you'll go there and you'll say, hey, get yourself out of this drama because it's not great for you. And, you can see it from outside of the box, and it's easier to see it from an outside perception that, okay, get yourself out of this. It's not good for you. And then they'll go back into that same drama and call you again, help. And you'll go there again and you'll say, look, this is the problem. Get out of it. Change it. And they'll say, okay, I will. And then, another couple of days go by, or a couple of weeks, and they call you again. Them sort of people, no matter who they are to you, those sort of people are addicted to the drama. So when we see that devil energy, that devil card, that energy of lack, because that's what the devil is, lack. The devil's like whispering in our ear that we don't have enough and that we lack something. So we grasp onto things, even hold on too tightly. You'll have heard me say the devil card can represent two people bonded together. because they feel like, you know, if they let go, they've lost something. So it's better to hold on to something toxic than to let go and be alone. Codependency. The divine is not lack. The divine is abundance. Nature is abundant. It's insecurities that tell us we don't have enough when we do. If we're here, if we look at this in a very basic, you know, earthly level, that, okay, we're on this earth, right? And we're inhabitants of this earth, like the birds, like the trees, like nature. The earth would provide for us. We are provided for. So if we look at it like that on a very, you know, caveman, if you like, sort of level, there's enough abundance because the earth sustains life. We are life, so it will sustain us. Now, if we then to look at it, let's say, from a higher perspective or consciousness, and, you know, we want, let's say, love, a connection with somebody. There are also people out there wanting a connection with somebody. So you are not going to lack anything. Everything you need is provided for you here. What you seek is seeking you. Right? Because it's all like a big cycle, a big machine where, let's say, you know, even the trees, right? We breathe in oxygen. The trees breathe out oxygen. We breathe out carbon monoxide and they breathe in carbon. Everything's like this cycle that we're going through, we're here to sustain each other. So when we're asking, you know, or feeling, you know, why am I lacking? There is lack in my life. If we stop and take a moment, and the strength card is about, you know, being able to tame that inner beast, not outer beast, not control somebody else, but to tame our inner beast and take out our own negative thoughts. You will have heard me say, you know, with the strength card, let's do some mental pruning. Pluck out, as if they're weeds in a garden, those negative thoughts that are leading you to believe negative things, lack, or negative things about other people. We've got to stop, because that's the devil creeping in, right? And we want to be able to pull out any negative thoughts, because that's not what the divine wants for us, to raise our consciousness. We're not supposed to be believing those negative thoughts. We want the strength to be able to stand in our consciousness. If you relate it to, let's say, like the Bible, and you can search, who did Jacob battle? Which angel did Jacob battle? Right? And you'll find, I'll let you guys search that, and you'll find that it sounds very close to penile. And where would you hear that before? The pineal gland, the third eye. The battle is within yourself. It's not outside of you to challenge or change somebody else or control somebody else. No, it's within your own mindset, that if we believe negative things, then our outside world will become negative. And I do have a video on how we can change our lives in 30 days just by positive thinking and positive words to really help you manifest quickly what it is you want into your life. It's a challenge actually I put on my channel. I've posted it before. I'll probably link it again below the video for you guys, and you can go ahead and check that out. The point I'm making here is, once we have the tools to be accountable, and we don't want to go in and be overly criticizing ourselves as well, right? And that's the part where true healing occurs. And like I say, then it's nobody's fault. It's happening to wake us up, to give us a new perspective, like, okay, to be able to move on from things that don't serve us. And it doesn't serve us to blame other people, and it doesn't serve us to blame ourselves either. Whatever you believe in, whatever religion, as there are many, you believe in, they all teach us that we have free will. What we desire, what we want, is ours. There's no lack, there's only lack if we believe in a devil energy. And believe you me, you know, I've had people say before that you've got everything, so, you know, that's not the case with me. That's not the case with me. So it's not a case of I have everything and I'm sat here from a different perspective of, you know, sunshine and rainbows. No. The reason I have so many different perspectives is because I've been through different, what you might say, hardships to wake me up. But the point about the angel Jacob who battles an angel within himself, right? That the devil is not an outside, you know, thing that you'll see approaching you and things like that. It's when it gets inside your mind there and tells you these negative things to get you away from that abundance that is rightfully yours, that is yours for the taking. So it starts within ourselves, like I said. Maybe it starts with blaming, you know, this person did this to me. And that's okay, that's a normal step that people go through. And then when something really, really wakes us up, we recognize that, hey, I'm not perfect either. You know, I'm here to have a human experience. I'm not perfect either. So then you learn to recognize and heal from within. But the real power comes when we start working from within. Because without those negative thoughts in our mind, and doing that mental gardening, like stopping ourselves when it first starts to happen, we don't need the big wake-up calls. And there won't be as many, why me? Why me? Because you'll know why automatically. Okay, this is a sign to wake me up that something isn't quite right here. Okay, I've checked the other person, I've checked myself. You know, like, check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? So, you know, if we've looked outwards first, and like I say, it's a normal reaction, it's ego. And we don't want our ego to be served by us. We want our ego to serve us, right? So, okay, our ego's hurt, it's triggered. What's going on here? There's a red flag going on. What is it? You know, teaching ourselves, like I say, we could have taught ourselves already to repress certain cycles so we don't know until there's a big wake-up call. And it's not something that you've done purposely to hurt yourself. It might have been a coping mechanism. So now it's about unlearning and relearning and reprogramming ourselves. Okay, this person's not setting out to hurt me, I'm not setting out to hurt them, but this is a red flag. What's this about? Before I get to the big why me's, what is this about, this small red flag that can be changed now before it causes huge problems to my life? So why am I feeling angry? Why am I feeling hurt, upset? Why am I feeling triggered? Why do I have these trust issues going on? Okay, maybe before you was cheated on, maybe before in your family, you know, your family fed you this beautiful illusion of romance and things like that, and how life would be, and then you grew up and realized it was an illusion, so you felt betrayed by them. Or they grew up telling you, love's horrible, stay away from men, stay away from women, they cheat, they do this, blah blah blah. Any which way you was told, or you know, whatever your trigger is. And like I say, it's about unlearning what's not serving you right now in order for you to put in new programs, if you like, to yourself. Okay, I'm going to teach myself to, every time I see that red flag, I'm going to look at it. Doesn't mean I have to end everything immediately, because a lot of people go from one extreme to the other. They go from staying in bad situations too long to leaving them too quickly, rather than communicating and, you know, finding out what's happening in our relationship. Let's listen, because some people find it so hard to listen because they're triggered and their ego is telling them, it's not you, it's not you, it's not you. That's that devil inside the mind. That if they just listened, they would understand you're not attacking them. And if you just listen to them, you would understand that they're not attacking you. But it's the ego that rises up to protect you, right? And this is what humans have, that this ego that they, on the wrong side of it, serve. When the ego is there to be like a self-preservation, if you like, to help you recognize when these things that are happening are not right. But they're not there to bring destruction to you or another human being. And like I said, it's there for a purpose, the ego. Everything we have about us has its purpose. So it's not inherently just bad. And that is like a lot of misunderstandings about ego as well, that it's inherently bad. Like karma, it's bad. We've attached words to certain words and we come up with they're just bad or they're just good. No, we have that light inside us and that shadow part of us that both need understanding, both need recognition, and not just swept under the rug, in order for us to understand ourselves and the world around us completely, to why things are happening to us.